If I do speaker mode?
No, where you are, whatever you were doing right then, it was right. Presentation mode.
Okay, so when I talk, it'll take over.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have my model of an earth structure, and I have another model of the surface of the earth. And I want to just rub it. Now, this is not ideal. My bar of soap is concave. It's got a curve to it.
Is anybody doing this? Did anybody make one? Oops.
You can do it later too. Now the slide says to use a paper towel or a washcloth, and that's just because it's cold. So I'm going to do it without. But I'm going to be watching as I'm doing this. So if you didn't make one, you're definitely watching right now. You're using this as a demo lab and you're definitely watching. If you made one, you're going to try it out. I'm going to stop for just a minute. I'm going to take a look at the bottom. What do I notice that's different? What changed? This is what you're going to be answering on the slide. So if you did your own, you're going to do your own, or you're going to answer from this one. What's different about the bottom here? What's different about my bar of soap? What are you noticing? Feel free to jump in, Mrs. Nelson, with anything. I'm just going to keep rubbing back and forth. Sorry.
I see sediment coming off of whatever it is that you're rubbing. I'm wondering what process you're modeling.
I'm not putting a lot of pressure down. I'm just rubbing side to side. I'm not like really trying to grind. I'm just not putting a lot of down force, just side to side force. And it's starting to get a little bit messy. So when you do this at home, definitely make sure it's something you can easily clean or get it on a tray or a plate or something. Okay, so I'm stopping to look again. Stopping from time to time, I'm noticing there's definitely something on the bottom here.
And that is being deposited onto the soap.
So there's something being deposited onto the soap that came from here. Because when I started, what color was the soap altogether?
White.
It was just white. So anything that isn't white, you don't have to use a white bar soap. If you have a different color, it's okay. Just white shows up the clearest.
And notice that you're going in one direction. So whatever it is that you're doing, whatever process, it goes in one direction.
Okay, so it's definitely changing a little bit more right now. It's definitely looking a little more liquidy. And I can keep doing this for a while. I'm definitely noticing some different things on the soap now. A little bit more. I can feel a little bit of sand there when I touch it and I rub it between my fingers. I definitely can feel sand. It doesn't feel just like soap anymore. I definitely was just pulling off a little bit of whatever was in my soil. Looks like a piece of a stick.
Remember how I always save mine until the next day and you always clean up early?
I not clean this one up. I'll leave it out.
Okay, leave it so we can see it tomorrow.
Okay, so I'll put one back in the freezer. So if we want to do it again tomorrow, and then I'll leave this out. Shall I keep doing it, or is that enough for right now?
I think just so I want to get a little bit more drip off the side there.
Okay.
On your finger. Try to leave that on the soap.
Oh yeah, for sure. I will be washing my hands, but I can leave the soap.
Oh, there it goes. It fell off. That's awesome. So this is modeling some process, something that happens here on Earth, something that's created something on Earth, actually. And think about what would happen if that melt. All right, that's probably good.
Okay. So
If I guys, I would write down something like on your piece of paper that you have that you were using. What do you see? Like right now, what do you see? I see. What are you observing? I see something melting. I see something being deposited. And I think, what process is this that's being modeled here? I wonder Did it change that the structure of either of those objects? What's changed?
So I'll talk a little bit just so that you can get a really big picture. I think that happens. What do you really notice about the soap? What could the soap represent? What do you notice about my frozen container here? What could it represent on planet Earth?
And you're not doing an actual like science lab card, but there is a slide that asks, what happened here? What do you see? What do you wonder?
Okay. So take a note, what was changed between the two, and record that there. Shall I move on, Mrs. Nelson?
Yes, I think we move on.
That's weird.